What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we are diving into the Premier Cup for Go Battle League, as it is a new league in Go Battle League. There's also Master League as well, but me personally, I don't have all those amazing legendaries powered up ready to go, but I do have some normal Pokemon like Gyarados, Metagross, and Snorlax. So we're going to be taking this team into Go Battle League today. If you guys want to know more about the team, be sure to stick around till the end of the battles. But today we didn't rise too high. We had kind of a back and forth kind of day. We had a 2-3, a 3-2, a 4-1, a 1-4. So a roller coaster kind of day. And what I've done is I've taken the best battles from those sets and compiled them here. Some great ways to learn on wins and great ways to learn on losses. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. Alright, so getting into the first battle here, we are at 27-47. I think I ended the day at 27-50. But yeah, this is where we're at. We have Gyarados on the lead versus Dragonite. So not the best lead for us. But the thing is, we're running Outrage right here, and I don't want to really give up switch advantage and get myself locked into another negative matchup. So what I'm actually going to do is take this Dragon Claw like a champ and go for this Outrage right here. I either want to get a shield or one-shot this Dragonite. So we go for the Outrage. We barely survive right here. Waterfall is resisted because of the Dragon Timey, but Outrage will one-shot if it lands. And it does. Gotta respect the Outrage right there. So we win the lead. Magnezone now comes in. This is still troubling for our team. Magnezone is very, very strong in the Premier Cup. I personally don't have one myself, but I'm excited to showcase it for you guys when I do get one. But here we go. We're going in with Snorlax right here because we can take a Wild Charge pretty well, and we can threaten with Body Slams. Plus the lick damage is going to be really nice. So we're going to go ahead and let one hit us. It's going to be a Wild Charge. That's going to lower the defenses right there, and we're going to go straight for Body Slam right here, hoping to get a shield. They obviously have to respect the possible Superpower or Earthquake, which we do get a shield. That's great. Another charge move coming through. This could be another Wild Charge, or it could be a Mirror Shot, and it is going to be a Mirror Shot. So, well played by my opponents. They decide to swap out into Togekiss. Beautiful. We have Metagross right here, so that is basically a good game right here. So we're going to farm down right here. Now, we are going to throw the Meteor Mash right here. I think this was a mistake, potentially, because I could have committed to the complete farm down and just shielded. But, yeah, here we go. So, Magnezone, still a big threat. So we need to start pressuring shields. We're going to go for the Meteor Mash right here. Going to be resisted because of the Steel typing. Earthquake is the move that's going to do a lot of damage. They don't shield. I'm like, okay. Alright, this is going to be close. They're loading up on energy. I know one of these is going to be a Mirror Shot, and one of them is going to be a Wild Charge. I decide not to shield. This one was the Wild Charge. That's okay. We still have Snorlax. Their defenses are lowered, and we have Body Slam. Now, I don't know why I was going for the Earthquake. I was going for the... I should have just hit Body Slam. That would have been good, right? Mirror Shot right there. We go for Body Slam. They get another charge move. I'm like, Lord, no. Please let it just be a Mirror Shot. It is just a Mirror Shot. We survive. We go for the Body Slam right here. Now, they still have a shield, but our lick damage is still going to do enough right here. So the shield, and then the lick finishes them off, and that is going to be a good game. So really close run right there. And let's go ahead and move into the next battle. So yeah, even though we locked in hard against that Togekiss, I guess I could have committed to the farm down and given up that shield, but we still won out in the end. Now we have Gyarados versus Snorlax right here. This matchup's pretty interesting. If we can land an Outrage, it's going to be really solid. We have to watch out for basically an Outrage from them. Body Slam is just going to be chipping away at the health, and we're not going to shield right here. Gyarados is looking pretty solid for getting a shield or taking out the Snorlax, so we're just going to go straight for the Outrage. After a bit of lag right there, we're going for the Outrage right here. This is going to do a ton of damage. I definitely want to try to get a shield early or take out the Snorlax. So the Outrage gets the shield, which is perfectly fine. Now this is going to be another Body Slam. We're not going to shield right here. We want to maintain shield advantage. That's how Metagross and Snorlax do really well in this cup. So we're just going to go for the crunch right here, hoping we can get it. We do get to the crunch right here. Now, they likely won't commit a second shield, which means I might be able to win out with waterfall damage. So the crunch is going to land, and now it's going to be a race. If I can get this next waterfall off, we can't, but that is okay. So I think I'm going to shield right here. No, I decided to let it go down. I want to get some loaded energy. I'm actually going to bring in my own Snorlax right here. Licks are going to be resisted, but I can get a lot of loaded energy right here. Guessing that they only have Body Slam and Earthquake. If they had Superpower, you know, it's risky business right here, but it is just going to be a Body Slam. So we are going to start loading up on energy. We already have a Body Slam. This is good. We have shield advantage. What's going to come in next it's going to be a Garchomp. Okay, so we can just go for body slams right here. This is going to do enough chip damage. Plus, Garchomps typically run with Sand Tomb and Outrage. So Sand Tomb is the shield baiting move. You got to recognize that from this health, an Outrage won't one-hit KO me. So I'm just going to let it hit me if it does. I'm perfectly fine with that. We're chipping away health, loading up on some energy. Charge move now coming through. I'm guessing this is going to be a Sand Tomb. If it's an Outrage, so be it. It's a Sand Tomb. Fantastic. So now we're going to go for the Body Slam right here. This is definitely, should get the shield. If it doesn't, then this is fantastic for us. We still have Metagross with 2 shields potentially. Doesn't get the shield, which is perfectly fine. They're getting off a charge move now. It's going to be the Outrage. I'm going to go ahead and let the Snorlax go down. I could have shielded right here, but I decided to bring in my Metagross with 2 shields basically to take on whatever was in the back, and it's going to be a Metagross as well. So this is basically a good game right here. We can just go for 2 Earthquakes. Because I don't want to play the guessing game of they don't shield a Meteor Mash, for example. So since we have 2 shields, we can successfully shield both of their charge moves. And they're going to have to get off 2 Meteor Mashes and an Earthquake to take us out, which is not physically possible in this matchup because all we have to do is get to 1 more Earthquake. So well played by my opponent right there, but that just goes to show why I'm so conservative with shields, because Metagross and Snorlax do really well endgame with sweeping when you have shield advantage. So we're going for the Earthquake right now. This is going to be KOing the Metagross, and that is going to be a good game right there. So it just goes to show, you know, holding on to those shields can really help you out endgame. So let's move into the next battle. There are losses in here today as well. So moving into the next one, we'll have to see which one this is. I will say Magnezone does give this team, Magnezone in lead gives this team some trouble. We have Gyarados versus Gyarados on the lead. Okay, we'll have to see which Gyarados it is. We're both Waterfall Gyarados, okay? So we're both just waterfalling each other. We don't want to give up switch advantage. He goes for a Crunch right there. There's no way it was Outrage. I didn't get to Outrage myself, so I know this is Crunch. I'm not going to shield. So now I'm going to go for the Outrage right here. It's going to be doing more damage in this matchup. And if they don't shield, this is going to be pretty good for us. So we go for the Outrage, we land it, which is great. And now we're going to see them swap out, and they go into Magnezone, which is tough. I should have swapped right away, but I was being slow. This was 1 cup of coffee battle set right here. So we're going to bring in Snorlax now. Again, it can tank that Wild Charge while having that Body Slam threat right here. So this is still an uphill battle for us. Magnezone does really well against our team. 1 Wild Charge hits. Okay, another charge move coming through. I'm guessing this might be another Wild Charge, so we're going to go ahead and let it hit us. I should have shielded right there in hindsight, and now we're going to be going for Body Slams. I definitely needed to shield right there because I needed the health here on Snorlax. So that was basically my mistake. Now I have to swap out in order to preserve Snorlax for late game as a sack swap, basically. Because his health is way too low to get anything out of him in terms of damage from a fast move or charge move, so I need to use him as a sack swap. So now we're just going to try to commit to the farm down, but I decided to pull the trigger here after gaining a little bit of energy on Metagross. So hopefully whatever they have in the back, we still have to deal with that Gyarados, but it's low. And now this is a risky play right here. So my opponent does get off a charge move. I know this is Crunch, so this sealed my fate right here because I have to shield that. It does so much damage against Metagross, and now we're in a Metagross mirror right here. But my switch clock is coming up, which is why I stated that I need to save the Snorlax. So it's all going to come down to this play right here if I can successfully sack swap. So I'm going to build up some extra energy, and now I'm going to try to time the swap, and my opponent does a great job of holding it right there. So very well played, and I'm 1 fast move behind from getting from Earthquake, and that is going to be a good game. So very well played by my opponent, but again, should have shielded on Snorlax, I think, in hindsight, or successfully had the sack swap, and my opponent was ready. So let's go ahead and move into the next battle here. So these are some really sweaty battles. I'm letting you guys know. I don't know how your guys' battles are going, but it is sweaty up here. So we land a fantastic lead right here. Gyarados into Rhyperior is fantastic, and they sack swap into Metagross right here. So we're actually going to stay in. Now, this is troubling because I'm not sure what they have in the back, but I need to make sure I keep Gyarados healthy enough to be able to do some more damage to that Rhyperior in the back. But right here, we're looking really strong. We got 1 shield from them with the Crunch, so we're going to go ahead and shield ourselves, even though it is going to be resisted. Like I said, I need to maintain this Gyarados to take on Rhyperior as well. So another charge move coming through. we're not going to give up our second shield this early. We're going to be resisting 1 Meteor Mash, so we're just going to let it hit us. Now we're going to go for the crunch ourselves right here. Again, big, super effective damage. This is going to KO the Metagross from this range. So we take out the Metagross. Now they have a Machamp, and I almost swapped into Snorlax right there. But what we're going to do is we're going to go for the crunch. I need some extra chip damage. And then now I need to go into Metagross right here. So we're going to swap now into the Metagross. I almost instantly swapped into Snorlax too. But it's going to be Machamp, so Charge Move coming through, going to be the Cross Chop, which will be neutral because we are Psychic Steel typing. And now we're going to try to commit to the Farm Down. They decide to swap in Rhyperior, and this is where I said things got really dicey. We won lead really hard, but because they baited us with the Metagross, we are now up at it right here. So I'm going to have to pull off a really good sack swap. So we are getting another Meteor Mash. No, we don't get it in time. This Rhyperior is loaded on energy. I have my timer coming back up, which is why I'm not bringing in Snorlax just yet. We're going to bring in the Snorlax right here. Charge Move now coming through. This is all of, is this a shield bait? Is it not? We're going to go ahead and not shield. It was, or we did shield. It was a Surf. Now I need to sack swap. I need to go into the Gyarados right here, and we timed the sack swap perfectly. That couldn't have been any better for us. If my opponent landed this Rock Wrecker, this game might have been over. So now we can build up more energy, knowing that they can't get to another Rock Wrecker. We get to 2 Body Slams. That way when Machamp comes back in, we instantly Body Slam ourselves. So this Body Slam will be finishing off the Rhyperior, and then Machamp's going to come in and we go for the Body Slam ourselves. This should finish it off. If not, we have a little bit of lick damage to finish off. No, it is going to finish off. And that's going to be a good game. So, really close one right there. Let's go ahead and move into the next battle. So, that was really close. We won the lead hard. But again, Gyarados does really well against a lot of his team, and he brought in Metagross to try to chip it away. So now, this is a prime example of why Swampert isn't strong on the lead in Go Battle League, is because he's going to be losing to Fairies, he's going to be losing to Dragons, he's going to be losing to like Gyarados, for example, because waterfall damage does so much, and you have to shield if you even want a chance at winning this matchup. So I think a takeaway from this match is to show that Swampert's solid, I think, in the Premier Cup, but you got to utilize him in the back so that you can trap those Metagross who decide to safe swap in. That's basically where it's useful now. So as you saw where there, we got a shield. I'm not going to shield again. Hydro Cannon's not going to take us out. So we are just going to go for another crunch right here, because I can get, if I get 2 shields from them, this is solid for us. So we go for another crunch right here, and we take them out. So now we have lead advantage and shield advantage, and they have a Togekiss come in. So this is a prime example. So now we can bring in our Metagross, and then we're going to see them potentially swap out here soon, I would think. They're not swapping. They're swapping now, and it's going to be into a Metagross mirror. So now I have so much energy, I'm just going to go for Earthquake. We have shield advantage and what have you. But this team, I think, could have been a little better if they led with Togekiss and they had Swampert in the back and a Metagross safe swap. Because a lot of leads we're going to be seeing are going to be things that are like Dragons, Togekiss, Gyarados, Metagross as well. But again, you know, you want to keep that Swampert on top of a Metagross. So we go for the next Earthquake, take out the Metagross, and then Togekiss is going to come back in. We're going to be able to shield the charge move that they have coming through right here. We still have Snorlax as well, and then we're just going to be finishing off with fast moves. So I think this is just a great takeaway. GG to my opponent, not bashing them at all, but I think it's a good takeaway to show that leading Swampert isn't going to be strong in the Premier Cup. And moving into the next battle here, we have, let's see what we're going to have. We have Gyarados versus Metagross here on the lead. So solid for us. This is really good. We do really well because we have Waterfall and Crunch. My opponent sees that, they swap out, and they swap out into Togekiss. I think this is another great learning example for everyone. We're basically gonna be winning this battle, but when you're leading with Metagross, Togekiss is not a great safe swap in this cup because of the fact that Metagross are everywhere. So I think that alone is not a good reason to safe swap a Togekiss. Togekiss either needs to be a lead or in the back, because 99% of the time there is going to be a Metagross on the opposing team, so you don't want to trap your own Togekiss into that matchup because you're not going to do anything in that. They're going to beat you to the charge move, and they can actually over farm before you even get to Flamethrower. So we're going to go ahead and let our Metagross go down. We're not going to be able to get to that Meteor Mash right there, but we have shield advantage and we have Gyarados right here, which is going to be doing a lot of damage. Now I decide not to shield right here. Meteor Mash is going to be resistant, and the game's still not over. But we know that their Togekiss is gone, and we're just going to start loading up on energy. Now I'm going to go for the Crunch right here to punish them. If they want to shield, by all means shield, but we still have Snorlax. So Crunch now coming through, we take out the Metagross, and the final Pokemon is going to be a Garchomp, which is fine right here. We can go for the Crunch. And Waterfall's still doing a decent amount of damage to this Garchomp, so I'm feeling pretty good. We still have 2 shields, and we have Snorlax as well. So we're just going to go ahead and do as much Waterfall damage as we can. We're going to let him hit us with the charge move. If he tries to shield bait with Sand Tomb, so be it. And it's going to be an Outrage, so he takes us out. But now we have Snorlax right here, and we have 2 shields. So I'm comfortable just shielding both charge moves. Even if he decides to shield bait me with Sand Tomb, it's going to be fine. We're just going to throw out both shields. We don't want an Outrage to land. They go for the Outrage, so we successfully shielded that, which is great. And then we're just going to be going for the Earthquake right here, which is going to be doing some nice neutral damage. Body Slam I don't think is enough to KO from that range. Granted, with some more lick damage we could finish off, but we just go for the Earthquake, and that is going to be a good game. That might have been the last one. We'll have to see. Yeah, that was the last one. Okay. Alright, so we are over here on pvpoke.com to talk about this team of Gyarados, Metagross, and Snorlax. Now we have Waterfall, Crunch, Outrage on the Gyarados. If you're running Dragon Breath, I would suggest Hydro Pump as well. Now this team is pretty strong. It's got great coverage on the meta. Overall coverage, bulk, safety, and consistency is A's across the board. It's very consistent, very strong, and it's going to be coming down to the choices that you make. But I will say that Magnezone seems to be the troubling Pokemon to take out in this matchup. Now, as we see, some big losses on the lead is going to be Togekiss and Dragonite. But Togekiss is somewhat manageable, right, with the rest of our team. Dragonite is as well, and as we saw, if they don't shield an Outrage, we will win that lead matchup, which is good, and we don't have to give up a shield ourselves. Magnezone, we can handle with Metagross and Snorlax, but it's still troubling because of how much damage Wild Charge does, and if they can swap the Magnezone out to clear the debuffs, that's really strong. Overall, the team's pretty fun. Biggest weakness is going to be a Gyarados with Dragon Breath. That, again, is still manageable with this team. But overall, I think it's pretty good. Now, we're leading with Waterfall, Crunch, and Outrage because I'm trying to catch those Metagross or do some nice damage to Togekiss or get a shield from Dragonites or do good damage to Snorlax and soft lose that so I can farm energy. The goal is to basically get shields with Crunch and Outrage or hard win the lead against Pokemon like Rhyperior or Metagross. So that's basically the play, and then sweeping endgame is all about the Metagross sweep, as you guys saw today with, 2 shield advantage. He does really well against everything. So yeah, that is the team. Let me know what you guys think about the team down in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.